In Start Me Up today, we're talking to Paul Jaques. He's the director of Conquer Accelerator, which is funded really by the MSU Foundation. So thanks for coming all the way from the university to speak with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So is it competitive being at a big university like Michigan State and going against other schools and trying to build up maybe some tech entrepreneurs to come?
Very competitive. You know, with the accelerator, we take 150 applicants, and we pulled 4 teams this year. So very, very competitive.
Now, of course, we got some news this week that U of M,
Yes.
arch rival, is coming out with some shuttle buses that will be driverless.
Yeah.
So what's coming from Michigan State?
We're actually in the driverless. We have our own driverless vehicles that we're working on. You know, the niche in Michigan is getting winter, to use them on the winter roads, so we're working on that. But, you know, Michigan is a good partner. On the football field, not so much, but in the entrepreneurship side, they're a great partner of ours.
So what about the students? What's happening with students these days? Are they feeling that they want to be entrepreneurs more than you've seen in the past, for instance?
Every year it grows. We have about 250 students this year that applied to be entrepreneurs through our program called Spartan Innovations and the Hatch. So they come in, pitch their ideas, and try to grow to get their businesses, and it's growing every year.
Why do you think that's happening?
I think they're just not wanting to work corporate. I mean, I used to be in the internship world, and I would work corporate. They see all these young entrepreneurs sometimes making a little bit of money, making, you know, the Facebooks and big success, but they want to work for themselves. So it's a pretty interesting time.
Now, you brought some students from Michigan State to Chicago for Tech Week. So what kind of products are these students pitching?
So they're pitching a lot of things we see are apps. Apps, websites, and we're starting to see a lot more physical products, even in the retail and fashion area. So the ones that we have that with us are mostly apps, and we have some medical products that we're working on too.
What are some of the better ones, do you think?
Well, you know,
I know you probably love them all.
Ones that are here, I think one of the medical products that we have is really an AFib product that you can use at home. So, I mean, it has to go through FDA approval, and other countries are using it, but you can sit at home and look at your EKG and actually share it with your doctor.
We talk a lot about STEM classes at universities and high schools, and how's it going with the gender gap for you, women versus men?
Yeah, so we're still lacking in women entrepreneurs. It's one of the things that we're really pushing, and I think it's going to be our #1 goal this year. We launched a Women in Entrepreneurship student org, and we're starting to see a number of women starting companies growing. So I think we want to be, if not at the top, the very top spot of women entrepreneurship.
Now, you work with the students, so you hear them pitching their products, and some are more successful than others. So can you give us some tips for any entrepreneur watching this show that might be beneficial?
Sure. I think one of the biggest tips is, if you have an idea, if you cannot sleep, if you're thinking of this, do it. Don't let people tell you no. You're going to hear thousands of no's as you go. Make sure you go through the process, though. Going through and using a nice business model canvas, getting customer discovery. Don't just launch this idea and not talk to people. Ask them their ideas, and then work with individuals like myself, like yourself, work with mentors, alums, and then get it out to market.
And I love it. You actually take the students to South by Southwest.
We do. Yep, we bring them to South by. We've been there about 7 years now, and we actually have a large bus that we converted into. We have bunk beds, we have a kitchen. We drive it down there, and actually that was our booth this year. So we bring them and pitch it in front of investors and try to get the ideas out.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks.
Go Green.
Go White.